This podcast is brought to you by the Mawa High School Sports Talk Club. What's up, Thunderbirds? Welcome back to the Mawa High School Sports Talk Club. You're here with junior Nicholas Bostico,
Freshman Daniel Olmash,
Mr. J,
Sophomore Melvin Guevara.
Junior Max Ingerman.
Junior Alex Barron.
Sophomore Chase Moskowitz.
Once again, we have another great show for you guys today. We got a lot to cover today since we were last here. And I think the most important thing that we got to cover is the Giants, for the first time in 6 years, are in the playoffs. Let's go! All right, to all the Giants fans here, how we all feeling right now?
I'm excited, man. I've never really witnessed, the Giants in the playoffs since my lifetime. I was alive when they won the Super Bowl, but I was a baby. And then in 2016, I was young. I didn't really pay attention to football. So.
2016 for me, Aaron Rodgers was my worst enemy, even worse than Brady. I hate Brady, hate all those guys. Eli Manning's the GOAT, in my opinion. We don't have crybaby Odell on the team anymore. We don't have a boat incident that jinxed us. I feel like we have a great shot. Daniel Jones earned the Giants an extra day off, which is much needed for the G-men. I feel like we'll go into the playoffs, and Jay Jettis ain't getting nothing on us.
That's fact.
I totally agree. Last time I saw the Giants in a playoff game, I didn't even know what the world is. So I'm glad to see them in the playoffs.
All right, so.
Wait!
What?
Don't you want to hear from the person who's seen all of the Giants Super Bowls?
No. Mr. J, take it away.
No, I'm very excited. It seems like a lifetime.
Nice.
It must be nice. Oh, sorry, Jet fans.
Must be nice.
Zach Wilson's irrelevant. He sucks.
No, it's exciting. It seems longer than 6 years. For some reason, it seems much. I don't know if it's like the COVID or whatever. Just time seems like it's been a long time, and I think this is something we all deserve. And I get the feeling they're not to be underestimated.
Yeah.
All right, so
Overrated.
Okay,
You can't
so
say anything.
obviously great news that the New York Giants are in the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Jets, they missed the playoffs for the 12th straight year. Poverty franchise. Anyways, let's get into this right now. So the playoff picture in the NFC East, it's I would say for the most part it's very interesting. Obviously, first seed are the Philadelphia Eagles as of right now, and you got the second seed Niners, third seed Minnesota, fourth seed Tampa, fifth seed Dallas, sixth seed Giants, and seventh seed Seattle. So I know a lot of us, and obviously Giants fans would love to see us play a team like Minnesota. They're definitely the team that is probably the most beatable team on these home seed wild card games, obviously except like Tampa, because all the South divisions are garbage this year. But who do you guys see us playing in the playoffs?
After Minnesota,
Ah.
I definitely see us playing the Bucks, because I feel like Brady's always good in the playoffs. Don't underestimate him. But look at their record, 6-8. They don't deserve the shot of the playoffs. They're not the Buccaneers that spent all that money on the O-line to protect Brady, because that guy's got no footwork. He's not like a Lamar Jackson, a Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, etc. But I feel like you don't underestimate him in the playoffs because the whole team turns up. But I feel like the Giants, if we beat Minnesota, we have a good shot at beating Tampa too.
Well, if I'm Tom Brady, there's one team I do not want to play in the playoffs. That's the Giants for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Especially
totally
sending
agree with
house.
that. I think if we get past Minnesota and Tom Brady's just the GOAT, and he will always do good in the playoffs. I think we could play them.
I want to mention another thing about the playoffs. Can we talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars for a second? They are like kind of a wagon right now, if you really think about it. Obviously, they're 8-8. They're like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But who predicted the Jacksonville Jaguars to make the playoffs this
last year and one game
Lawrence
the year before. It's amazing.
He's so good.
And ETN's been really good.
Yeah.
And the wide receiver core, I think, is just amazing, considering the fact that the guys that they got over the offseason, like
Their wide
Zay
receivers have
Jones,
always been,
Christian Kirk, all
pretty
these
good.
massive contracts. I don't know. It just didn't really make a whole lot of sense.
They're a different 8-8 though. You know what I mean? Like they are, like you said.
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
They're on the
No,
upside.
they've lost games at the 1 yard line, and they've lost like 7 score games. They could definitely be a 10-11 win team. They're not, though.
Yeah, speaking of those 1 point games, can't talk about the unforgettable Giants versus Jaguars matchup. We stopped them at the 1 yard line.
Oh.
And speaking of the
yeah.
defense, if we see Brady in the playoffs, he does not want to play us. We have a 42% pass rush rate. If Wink sends the heat every single play. He's not going to be able to get that ball away if we have Thibodeau, Aziz, Sexy Dexy getting after him. I don't care what you say.
He doesn't like to get hit, so.
Yes, if he gets hit, he's done. His career's over.
Like crap. The
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
Ryan Jansen, their center's
No,
out.
like,
I feel
Tristan
like
Wirfs.
Tristan Wirfs their only good
Yeah.
tackle. Only good tackle that I've seen on that O line.
I don't know. I think the main we first have to worry about this Vikings game if this is the main thing is we need to shut down Jefferson.
Yeah.
We got to.
Let's not look past that.
Like Jair Alexander, what he did against Jefferson, we have to do that. And maybe that's Xavier McKinney, or maybe that's doubling him every time. But we need to.
There's some news.
Oh, what?
What?
Breaking news on the
Breaking news.
Sports Talk podcast.
The DeMar is up and talking.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
His first question asked if the Bills won. That was the first question he asked, but
That's
What was the
Okay.
doctor's response?
He said that you won the game of life.
That's
No, I don't know.
That's the truth. No, that's what he said.
she should
I'm
have
just
said
texting
they should have just said yes. That would have been
Right. Yeah. No, you guys won. No, that's good to hear because that was. I think everyone like in the NFL can take a sigh of relief and not
Yeah.
and are like they could play these games this weekend guilt free.
Yeah, no,
They
100%.
can know that he's here and they're gonna play for him to.
Well, that's why
make
if
him
I'm.
feel better.
You know what?
Is he gonna
There's
be?
one team I don't want to play. It's the Bills right now. 'Cause
You
they've
know
got
what?
something to play
While
for.
we're on
They're
this
ready for
subject,
war.
Yeah.
while we're on this subject, let's I'd like to mention one thing. How the NFL is going to be rescheduled from this, and I'd actually like to use something that we saw from Justin Saputsky from the business department of Mala High School. He had this proposal today, which me and Chase actually were there to witness live, and it was very interesting what he said. So basically, what he was saying was that the playoffs. This is how it would go. So first of all, you play all the normal games this week, right? Play the normal Week 18 games. The Bengals will play whoever they play, and then the Bills will play the Patriots, all that stuff, right? And then you know that bye week that's in the playoffs that they used for the NFC AFC
Division winners?
the game. Don't take that week it's that week before the Super Bowl. Take that week and put it before the first round of the playoffs. So this will give time for the Bills and the Bengals to play, while at the same time it'll also give other teams a chance, or not a chance, but more time for them to get ready for the playoffs. And it actually made a lot of sense in my opinion. So
there wouldn't be 2 weeks before the Super Bowl that when the NFC.
No, it would just be, so you got week 18, then a bye week, which will be for teams to rest and for the Bills to play the Bengals, and then it would be first round, second round, finals, and then
So
Super
if you
Bowl.
have a bye, if you've won your division, if you're the number one seed and you have a bye, you'd have 2 weekends.
Basically, yeah. It's
Okay,
not obvious. Is it ideal? No, but it does make a little bit of sense, and I honestly I kind of like it.
I like
it's
it.
definitely something interesting to see.
I like it, but it would not matter if the Chiefs are gonna win I think they're number one right now. If they just win the next game, I don't think it matters for the Bills and Bengals. But if they end up losing and somehow it's still in play for the number one seed, I definitely like this
They're
idea.
gonna have to figure it out.
So they're gonna have to figure it out, and I like the idea.
So yeah, wait to see what happens this weekend. Right. All right.
Gotta have all the games play out.
One more thing I want to mention before we go off the football. The playoff scenario between the Lions, Packers, and Seahawks, I think it's very caught in my eye lately. That the Packers and the Green Bay, or the Packers, the Lions, and the Seahawks, they all have a really good chance of making the playoffs. And I'd like to go over all the scenarios. So first of all, Seattle can simply make the playoffs with a win over the Rams. The Lions can make the playoffs for the first time since 2016. The Lions making the playoffs. Put that in your head. They can clinch the playoffs by beating the Packers and the Seahawks losing to the Rams. And then the Packers can clinch the playoffs with the same scenario, except them beating the Lions. So I think it's very interesting. Like even like if a team like the Packers were to make the playoffs, considering how far they downfalled since, and I just want to know who do you guys think would come out of that scenario?
The Lions.
Yeah, Lions, I guess.
I think it would be interesting to see the Lions make it.
I think
the Lions have
I
been
want
that
great.
team that are just.
Yeah, I mean,
know.
you're talking about a team that had the number 2 overall pick in the draft last year, and now
Yeah, like
they're
3 picks, man.
now they're contending for the playoffs, which is wonderful to see. But I think you're not getting Rodgers out of his playoff state. The Rodgers rate's going to go way too high. I really think that if Green Bay would to win versus Dallas, and Green Bay would see the Giants in the playoffs, we've already beat them in London. Our defense, we've already proven that our defense is too good for Rodgers and Jones. I feel like there's so many good matchups that the Giants can have, and so many bad ones if we beat the Vikings. There's so many opportunities.
So the Seahawks play the Rams this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's all division
so
games this week.
Baker Mayfield is still the Rams quarterback.
Yes.
So it's up.
so.
So it's up to Baker Mayfield at 425 to beat the Seahawks, which then means that 8-20 game Lions Packers would
So,
be massive.
Yeah, so if the Rams beat
win.
the Seahawks,
Yeah.
the
That's a
winner of
playoff
the
game.
Packers Lions.
That's a playoff
No,
game.
I
Yeah,
think,
that's a
I think
playoff.
it's the opposite. I think Packers Lions. All the Packers need is a win. I think that's
No, wait, maybe. Let me
yeah.
see.
I think. If
I don't know,
Packers-
but
You're
all
right.
I wanna see the
Chase is
Lions.
right. Chase is right. If the Seahawks win this week and the Packers win, Packers are in.
Yeah, the Packers need to win. That's it.
The Packers need to win and that's it.
Yeah.
But if the Seahawks lose and the Lions win, they're in.
Yeah.
If the
then
Seahawks
opposite.
win and the Lions win, then the Seahawks.
Because I was going to ask, because that
Very
8-20 game is important. That's why they
Very.
use that. So
Yeah, very
so
much.
that is basically a playoff game. For
That's
them.
why they put it at 8-20 because that literally will decide if maybe the Lions will be in if the Rams win, and then
Right.
if the Packers.
Either way, it's kind of a playoff game.
Week
But if
18 football, man, I tell you, it's a
Yeah.
sight to watch.
I want the Lions to make it though. I really want the Lions.
See, but the NFL.
Ever since that first game when I saw week 1, I watched the Lions. I was so hyped for them. I wanted them to win, and for them to make the playoffs.
But wouldn't the NFL want Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs?
Yes, that's
Oh, that's
Aaron
a money
Rodgers
thing.
Loses in the
who
playoffs.
cares
That-
about Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers?
I know,
Like,
but
respectfully.
that's what Roger Goodell wants,
That's
and
what
I
I'm saying.
guarantee
He's a Hall of Famer,
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
But who cares about
That's why he gets the Hall of Famers treatment. The commissioner of the NFL
From the referees.
wants exactly my point, just like Brady.
Well,
Brady-
Jair, he's gonna lock down Amron same round.
Here's the thing,
gonna lock him.
Rodgers and Brady, they take the millionaire's credit card because they got these huge contracts and they say, here you go, ref, make every single call good for me, not the other team.
Right.
All right. I'd say let's go ahead and wrap up this podcast with let's go with our early Super Bowl predictions. Let's start off with Melvin. Tell us who's going to win the Super Bowl and who do you think who's going to play who? And
I haven't even thought about this. Obviously, I want the Giants to make it to the Super Bowl and win. But if we're talking,
Realistic standpoint.
realistic, I think it could Eagles 49ers will be a huge game in the conference championship. But I think either the Chiefs. I think it'll be the Chiefs and the 49ers.
And who's your winner?
The Chiefs.
Thank you.
All right, let's go. Max.
Niners, 100%.
Who
I
are they
think they're
playing?
just gonna.
They don't have a quarterback.
Brock Purdy's
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
Mr.
They have three quarterbacks.
Irrelevant.
Let's see how he plays in the big playoff in
I'm
playoff
going
games.
Niners.
What? Wait, hold on,
It's a
hold on.
way
Hold on.
different
Before you continue, name another quarterback who is Mr. Irrelevant, who has won their last 4 or 5 games, whatever it is.
5.
You don't see that every day. You don't.
You don't.
I think the 49ers have a very possible chance, and especially with the offensive weapons and the defensive, I very much agree with that statement.
And we
We'll see.
see
I don't know. Maybe he's good, but the playoff is a different. Playoffs are.
they're just gonna run the ball to
Niners and
CMC every
Bills.
time.
All right, Alec,
I don't think Bill.
let's go to you.
When the Giants win, who would they play in the second round?
Either Dallas or Tampa, right?
Probably.
5,
Yes.
6,
Or
4 seed.
no,
Yeah, fifth or fourth.
They'll play like
No,
the Eagles.
these teams will
Giants,
play.
Eagles.
No, but if
Conference
Seahawks win, they'll play the 40,
Philly.
or they'll play Philly, and if the Giants win, they'll probably play Philly.
Yeah.
So I'd say probably Eagles, Bengals maybe in the Super Bowl.
And who's your?
Eagles,
I like that.
Bengals.
I like that. And who's your winner? That would be fun.
Probably the Eagles.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
All right, Chase, take it away.
I got the Niners. I don't like them, but they're a powerhouse team, and I got the Bills. I got the Bills winning.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't think the Bills are.
You know what? I very much agree with all these Niners Bills things. I think the Niners are gonna win this one, but I think we're gonna see a Super Bowl rematch between the Niners and the Chiefs. The Chiefs have done very well, especially after losing Tyreek Hill, and I think it's gonna be really cool to see it. So I'm gonna go Chiefs 49ers, 49ers winning. Lock it in, baby.
49ers are not.
Okay, so I got one unrealistic one and one realistic one.
Do the
So
unrealistic.
for my bias pick, I want the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. I would love to see our defense be tested versus Joe Burrow.
Yes.
We have not versed him yet. We've versed the Chiefs. We've versed Buffalo in recent years. I want to see us versus Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl. I feel like it'd be a great Super Bowl. But here's like my percentage pick. I feel like the Buffalo Bills are always little brother to the Chiefs. They always lose to them in the AFC Championship. Mahomes, just one of the premier quarterbacks in our league. I think it's going to be Chiefs. And then, oh my goodness, Dallas can be an underdog. You know, you have San Fran, and then you have Philly. Philly's going to be a one-hit wonder this year. You know what? They're losing.
Dallas has a chance to be the first seed too.
Yes, they do. But I think that San Fran has way too much offense and defensive power with Fred Warner leading that defense and Nick Bosa, and CMC just gets 30.
Okay.
Can you imagine
Who's
the
the Troy
Eagles just
Polamalu?
being like a
What's
lower
his name?
seed than the
Troy
Bill?
Polamalu, the
okay.
guy that guard the hurt. Yeah.
I think
So who is it?
I think it's going to be Chiefs, 49ers, and my pick to win is the Chiefs. It's going to be 34-24.
Okay. All right. No, these are all good. The old guy has some points. I'm gonna say that there's also going to be a Super Bowl rematch, but I'm gonna go old school Super Bowl rematch, the 1990 Super Bowl, and I'm gonna say the New York Giants are gonna go on their typical playoff runs, shock the world.
Yep.
The Bills have everything to play for, and they are going to make it to the Super Bowl, and we're gonna have a New York Super Bowl. Giants versus the Bills. And I might have to say that the Bills beat the Giants.
Bills always blow it. Bills always blow it.
That's gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining. We will see you next time.